What's up, soil brothers and soil sisters? It's Friday morning, y'all. Yeah, I was supposed to go live a few days ago, but it's been a week. It's been a week, but it's been a blessed week, so no complaints. We hope and pray that your week is going great. It is the weekend, baby. Yeah. Um, Hopefully y'all got plans to do something exciting this weekend, like drop some seeds, plant some starts, get out there and be one with nature. We decided let's pop on before we get too busy this morning because we got a lot to do. Good morning, Soil Family. What's up? As you enter the room, hashtag replay and let us know what is your favorite vegetable? What are you growing this year? What are you most excited about in this grow season 2025? Y'all asked and we delivered. That, let me start by saying that. Y'all asked and we delivered. So we always talk about cayenne pepper and the benefits of cayenne. So a little backstory: I suffer with high blood pressure for over 25 years. And I was on medication for, look at that person back there. I was on medication for that amount of time. Maybe the last 5 years or so, I was on 3 different types of medications at one time, and they were all maxed out. And the doctors kept saying, "Well, you gotta leave the salt alone. You gotta do this, lose weight, blah blah blah." All the stuff that I did, nothing worked. You got a piece of a lemongrass. Hey, you gonna have lemongrass forever. Lemongrass forever. Until I decided to do things different, take things into my own hand, trust God, and leave the synthetics alone. That's when things turned around for me. Now, we did do things like clean up our diet a little bit because a lot of the things we purchase from the store are just full of junk. Our seasonings are full of crap. That's why it's important to grow your own herbs and use those herbs to season your food. I stopped using salt for a little while, but then I started using Redmond real salt only. And when I went to the doctor, my blood pressure was normal. And I went on and explained to her that I stopped taking my medicine a couple weeks ago because I was just tired of it and it wasn't doing anything. And I started eating a little bit better and taking beets and cayenne pepper. And what I would do is take I started off with a quarter teaspoon of cayenne powder and water, and I would drink that, and then I would drink some beet juice. I would go to Brighter Day and get a container of beet juice. Neither one was easy. I was telling my sister-in-law the other day, the cayenne is easier than the beet juice for me because I don't like beets. So to drink the cayenne pepper water, it was nothing. It just tingled a little bit. Most people psych themselves up like I did that, oh my God, it's going to be hot, it's going to burn. Well, once I got that first initial shot down, I was like, oh, that's not bad. But the beet juice is what beat me up to this day. I have a hard time. Hey, Shannon. I have a hard time with beets because I don't like beets. Now, when we grew beets, they taste different compared to the juice. I can eat beets that we grow, but that juice, still, I'm like, oh no. So the blessings of having a freeze dryer, we can freeze dry anything. We grow things, we freeze dry things, and we make things with them that help us preserve things for the long haul and all that. You with me on the beets? Ooh, they rough. But as I've gotten older, I stopped leaning on what I don't like, and I look at the benefits because the body needed. God gave us these things to heal and keep ourselves well. So I had to stop turning my nose up to a lot of things, especially okra. Bobby laughing because I ate all the okra. Like, you couldn't pay me to eat okra. And he would be like, taste it. It's good. No, it's okra. It's disgusting. Well, give me pickled okra and I'm going to eat it. So cayenne. Now, how I feel about cayenne pepper. We get a million questions about high blood pressure and beets is a challenge and how to overcome blood pressure naturally. Now, of course, diet is everything. We have to keep in mind what we put in our body. We have to be careful with. But also, we have to treat our food as our medicine and vice versa. And it should come from the ground. So until I started trusting God and his products of his medicine, my blood pressure has been perfect since. So a lot of people say cayenne pepper. Yeah, no thank you. It is a challenge because you think it's hot and it's gonna burn. It does tingle. My husband has put cayenne, he got some dental work done. We came home, he gargled with cayenne to stop the bleed. He has put cayenne on when he sliced his finger open. So many things he do with cayenne pepper, we do with cayenne pepper. I use it in all our foods. I'm gonna make some pineapple jelly. I'm gonna sprinkle a little cayenne in it because a little heat with that sweet is amazing. Honey, like we use cayenne pepper for a lot of things. So I feel like take cayenne without depending on capsule, because if you run out of capsules, what are you gonna say? So that's how I look at it. I took the cayenne and I didn't worry about capsules, even though I know they exist. I know we can make them. But if I start leaning on capsules and I run out of cayenne pepper capsules, I'm going to say, I can't take my cayenne today because I ain't got no capsules. So long as they tell you don't leave salt, real salt. Yeah, they don't tell you. That's the thing. They don't educate us on anything. They just say, leave the salt alone. Well, yeah, leave the junky salt alone. Which is most salt, even coming from the ocean. Like, pollution is real, but long as you can take cayenne, you are good to go. Now, it is easier to take it in capsule form, but the thing is, when you buy cayenne capsules, we don't know what's in them. So what are you doing? What are you taking? You know, these supplements are full of fillers and they do absolutely nothing for the body. Well, we decided, because we get so many questions about cayenne powder, high blood pressure, we decided let's go ahead and capsule. Well, not just capsule. Let's go ahead and bag up some capsules and go ahead and make them available for you all. The good thing is we know this is cayenne and beets because when you grow it, you know it. And the same thing with moringa. This is your multivitamin. We need these every day. Most people take a one a day or whatever it is. These are homegrown herbs, period. We no fillers at all. And the instructions and everything is on the package. I say take 2 a day of each. You may find that 1 a day is good for you. You might want 3 a day. It just depends on your body, but at least between 1 and 3 a day is what you need. Now, when you're doing things like herbs, no 2 people are the same. We can't give medical advice, so definitely do your own research. But you have to pay yourself some attention to see what's working for me, because what worked for me may not work for my husband. Yes, we are in Savannah, Georgia.
So guys, let me tell you something about these things. All right. First of all, good morning. And man, we spent all this week recovering.
Bobby asked me one day,
Crazy.
what's wrong with you? You sick? I said, I'm tired.
Man.
I just want to lay in the bed and do nothing.
So I think a lot of people don't understand the mental aspect of planning and hoping and wishing that everything goes the plan and then pulling it off and then all that stuff dropping. It's like, whoo! And then this year, we jump right back into next year.
Yeah, we're working on 2026.
And then we sitting around and we talking while resting.
Go ahead. I just don't want to forget that question. Well, let's get to SoilFamily in a minute.
Okay.
You was going to say something about these?
Yeah. So
Hold up. Do you try grapefruit for high blood pressure? So grapefruit is great for high blood pressure. And let me tell you, we had this conversation at Savannah Citrus because a lot of people feel like, oh, let me stay away from grapefruit because I'm on high blood pressure medicine. Well, they tell you to stay away from it because it can counter or conflict with your medicine. Why?
all done.
Because your medicine is designed to drop your blood pressure, and it's just gonna do that. Even if your blood pressure is already good, it's gonna drop your blood pressure. The grapefruit is natural. It is a natural healer. It's a plant. It's a herb. It will drop your blood pressure naturally. So if they tell you, yeah, grapefruit is good for blood pressure, guess what you can already do? You can already fix your blood pressure, heal yourself, and then you don't need that medicine. So I would definitely eat the grapefruit before I take my medicine. I would.
Yeah, but you have a way to test yourself, so
yes,
you actually know the effects. But you know, somehow the conversation came up about the supplements. I think we were walking in Walmart, we were looking at the supplements, and because we know how big business is, we looking at these pills and we're like, how do we know what they say is in these pills are really in there? So we know people who actually have tried and took supplements, and then they'll go to the doctor and they find out they're still deficient in the stuff that they've been taking these supplements for. So in order to make money, how many of these?
When we're on the road, people around us endanger themselves and others.
Alexa, stop.
What was that? That don't even sound like that's
Alexa tripping. Yeah. She said good morning.
Yeah, so people that actually are taking supplements still being deficient in it. So we decided, you know, how do we know? Now, if anybody ever tried the beet capsules, they are hard, red-looking capsule. Well, it's not actually, well, it's a capsule, right? It's shaped like a capsule.
I don't know.
But it's just a hard mass. How do you actually make this do this? How you make it stick together like that, hard, with no liquid, and it not go rancid? How do you actually do that? Can you naturally do that? Probably not.
Yeah.
You probably got to add something to it that's going to make it all stick together in that shape. And it can't be something natural that will actually go bad or get rancid. So that's actually got to be something bad for you, I'm sure, right? So we decided, we was like, if we don't know the people who doing this, and we know big business is all about business, not about our health and what we take in, how about let's just supply something that definitely got what we say got in it. You know, nothing else, something all natural. There's a lot of people who could do this on their own, but can't. But there's a lot of people that can't or won't.
And we showed the process.
And they want to get off their blood pressure medicine. So we decided we just gonna, you know, put some stuff together for those people.
I think beet powder is great. Honestly, long as you make sure you get a good clean beet powder with no fillers, that's the important thing. I think it's great. You can make your own juice, add it to your smoothies, whatever. You can do so much with it. So a lot of people don't have they don't have time or the energy or the health to be able to grow their own things. So you got to find a way to be able to supplement things. Diabetes. For diabetes, I saw this question on Facebook. Now, when it comes to diabetes, go lay down. Now you got over here, just go lay down. He like, oh, Dad, get over here. For diabetes, it's all about diet. We reversed my husband's diabetes with just his diet. Of course, they prescribed him metformin. I don't know if the pills in the trash, maybe. He never took them. He just changed his diet. Well, we changed our diet because it was something that the entire house needed. You know, and it's not easy to fight when your family eating cakes, pies, cookies, all this stuff that you can't have. You know, all that's just the devil playing intimidation. So when he needed to change his diet, we changed our diet together.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is just having the knowledge, guys.
Yeah.
Once you got the knowledge, you can fix most things, and you don't need to have to spend crazy money on doctor bills and prescriptions.
Yeah.
Like with the
cayenne.
The blood pressure, well, the diabetes, the blood pressure. When I was diagnosed with it, because my wife already been through it, and we already found out that cayenne and beets actually work, I never had to do anything but get on some cayenne and beets.
Make sure he get his salt intake, because that real salt is very important. And leaving certain things alone, like those pre-season packages, they are ridiculous. You know, they full of junk that the body doesn't recognize, so it treated as a foreign object, and it just throw the body off. So when you get away from some of those things, it'll help. But diet is everything when it comes to diabetes. My husband was able to reverse his with carnivore diet for the most part. After a few weeks of nothing but meat, we started incorporating things like beans. So he mainly eat taco soup every single day for the last, I don't know, since September. He's been eating taco soup, and it has helped him tremendously. So diet is everything. That can help you reverse diabetes. If you are insulin dependent, it will change you. You will go from, you need 8-9 units or 5-6 units every time you eat, to, depending on what you eat, you may need a unit or two, or if that. So diet is what help you with diabetes.
As I said, our body talks to us. When we listen, God does what it need to do in our body. So that is so important, guys. If you pay attention, and now that you are actually listening to us, you must want to pay attention. Listen to what your body is doing, then find out how can you actually remedy that problem naturally. You know, if it's so bad that you have to get on medication, get on that, and then do some research on how you can do it without it.
Vitamin D deficiency. So it's so many things you can do for vitamin D. You can eat certain things, but the thing is, like if you eat mushrooms, for instance, they are high in vitamin D. If you decide to eat mushrooms or fish or liver or whatever it is, it need to be, it need to be clean. You know, meaning you need to know that it hadn't been sprayed with pesticides or chemicals or any of that. A lot of people are terrified of the sun, but we need the sun. They tell you, don't go in the sun, you're gonna get cancer, blah, blah. You need sun, and you need about a good hour or two every day of some natural sun, and that will help you.
So Melissa, you can find that stuff on Amazon. Vegan capsules.
Oh yeah, the capsules. Yeah, they on. I thought they were all of them not vegan. Anyhow, yeah.
I don't know. You can find them on Amazon, and we do have a book, but we are in the process of writing another one, more in depth, probably a lot more information. But it's gonna take a little bit, so we're working on that.
So cayenne is available at Blacktropicalhomestead.com. When you grow it, you know it, and we understand that everybody cannot grow their own. So we are here to help in that aspect. Also moringa. People ask all the time, what about moringa? Where can you get moringa? Do y'all have leaves? We do have capsules.
Good morning,
moringa
LGG.
Capsules that we have packaged up for y'all, and that is also on there. Now moringa is your multivitamin. we take 2 a day, and I'm not gonna say we don't have to worry about all the other stuff, but we at least getting that multivitamin in versus I'm gonna try to eat this, or I'm gonna remember to eat that, or you just popping that one capsule and going. And yes, they are vegan capsules, so it's plant-based, pretty much all natural vegan products.
Guys, I saw a documentary, or I can't remember where I actually saw it, but it was before we got into this space,
Okay.
and they were talking about moringa. And the stuff they were saying about it, how amazing it is for your body and all the stuff it does, I'm like, that can't be true. Because if that was true, everybody would know this. How come I'm just not hearing about this? How could it do all the stuff they say it could do? We call it the miracle tree.
Yep.
Like how could it be that important and not the whole world just be talking about moringa? Why am I just hearing this name for the first time? Better yet, it's a tree, and you can pretty much consume the whole thing. It's a food source in some countries. You can eat the trunk, the roots, the leaves, everything about this tree, and the nutrient value. Like poverty-stricken places, I mean, they use that as a staple, and I'm like, hold up. I mean, just this. And we got to go through this whole process of buying all these pills and trying to get all these minerals and all the stuff in our body. And all we have to do is consume this tree and all the stuff that it actually will cure you from. And I'm like, this can't be true. It can't be. But, now that I'm in this space and I'm paying attention, there's so many things just like that. All these herbs, guys. I mean, it is crazy what these herbs do. That these medications cannot.
At all.
They claim it, but they can't do it.
No,
but they're not telling us this stuff.
I always say, God provided us with everything, and of course, man come along and say, well, I can duplicate this, so we can make money off of it. You can't outdo God's work. We got to keep that in mind, that nothing is better than what God provided for us, and until we trust him wholeheartedly, we're gonna always suffer. I have a question about pain away. How do you use it for tinnitus? Just drop a little bit in your ear, and that'll help with your tinnitus.
I wrote Penny said, doctors not gonna tell you that the profit is the cure.
Yeah, it's all about money.
What's up, J3G? I see you over there all dud on Facebook. Which one is Facebook? That's Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You all dud on Facebook and you at J3G on YouTube.
So the moringa tree, our moringa tree out there look crazy because that thing like 12 feet tall. It is huge. Moringa is very easy and a fast growing tree. Sometimes I just stick seeds in a pot because y'all know I'm the seed dropper. I just stick seeds in the pot. By the way, somebody said you ate all the strawberries, but I ain't gonna say no name.
I knew she was gonna watch the video. Somebody had to tell her.
No, I watched it.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I watched it.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched it. The moringa is very easy to grow. From what I can tell, I just drop seeds in a pot and we get a bunch of trees. It is a very, very important plant. Somebody said the other day that most people harp on sea moss and they forget about the benefits and how amazing moringa is. We have sea moss, but yeah, it's one of those things that when you think about it, I'll grab it. But that moringa is so powerful. It is amazing. Make sure y'all look into that. It is great. Yeah, soursop is too. Do not sleep on it. And if you can grow a moringa plant, even in a pot, just throughout the summer, it is well worth it. Start over from seed every year. Don't let it hinder you or make you feel like, oh, I can't do this. You'd be surprised at how that thing will grow while it's warm.
So we were real heavy into sea moss at one time. I did hear at some point that you got to be careful because if it's collected in a polluted ocean, that you're getting some of those pollutants. So, you never know. You never know. But I'm going to tell you, we did some amazing stuff with sea moss. My wife was able to flavor our
Yeah.
sea moss. Like, she made pineapple and whatever flavor it was.
We had
Banana flavor sea moss tastes so good. And we freeze dried it. So it's a powder. It's over there, it's just a powder. And all we had to do is drop a little bit of liquid to it and it
Good.
solid right back up.
Yep.
I mean, so it is, and it tastes good, guys.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know, sea moss is a little disgusting. It's a little disgusting. It's a little slimy. It's just not pleasant. But that taste make it real doable.
Yeah. So
And
you
it
can.
costs too, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. And most of the time when you buy sea moss, you need to use it within a certain amount of time or it's gonna go rancid. You can take the capsules out. I mean, you can open the capsules. You can pull them apart and get the powder out and take it if you want to. That way you can.
Yeah, our stuff is real. I don't know what you're gonna get if you do that with one of the ones out the store, but the thing is, open a capsule of cayenne, and if it don't give you that pungent pepper smell,
sneeze and
then you probably not getting real or all cayenne pepper out of those capsules.
Yeah.
You do that with ours, you're gonna know.
yeah. So you can open the capsule and use it. You can pour it in your drinks or take it how you want to take it. Like I said, we have no problem taking cayenne straight, no capsules. But if we ever ran out of capsules, we wouldn't feel like I can't take my cayenne today. We'll still be able to take it. So do get yourself used to taking it because you grow cayenne. You may not feel like capsuling it, but you need your cayenne every day. And not just for high blood pressure, inflammation, ulcers, migraines, sinuses, all these other issues you may be suffering with, that cayenne is there for you.
And that's another one of those herbs, guys, that makes absolutely no sense that everybody in the world don't know about because it does so much. But because it does so much, that's the reason why they don't tell you about it. Because we want you to go to the pharmacy and purchase all these pills. And you got to think, there's millions to billions of dollars being put behind pharmaceuticals. So they got to, suppress the other stuff that's going to stop them from making money.
Yeah.
And that's our herbs and the knowledge of our herbs.
Yeah.
Because if they want to tell us about it, they would. They would indoctrinate us into it like they have with so much other things. If they want us to believe something, they just put it out there a lot.
Yeah, like they tell you don't do this and don't take that. Especially when it comes to natural things like fruit and vegetables and herbs. They want you to shy away from it. Why? The cayenne is available at blacktropical.com. I forgot the other question. Oh, for energy. I take cayenne pepper for energy. I take cayenne pepper for energy. And I run around like a chicken with my head cut off after I take my cayenne. Sometimes I try to figure out like, what am I doing? It's just the cayenne. The cayenne give me great energy. So look into cayenne for energy and the cayenne capsules also. It's called blood pressure support. Available at blacktropical.com.
And I want to throw this in here too, guys, because health goes all around. It's our mental, it's our physical, it's everything about who we are. When things are put in your face, you really need to think outside the box about why these things are being put out there. It's so important that you keep your mental together. There's a reason why it's pushed that we don't need each other.
Yeah.
It's all about money. When we separate it, we spend more money in the system. That means the rich people get richer. But we are suffering when we are apart. We need each other to actually to thrive and to be mentally balanced and for us to raise our families the way they're supposed to be raised. But they push it out there that we don't. We don't need each other.
Yeah, and I hate when we go through things all the time and you go to the doctor and they need to deliver bad news to you. They'll give you this news knowing it's going to throw you in a panic. It's going to throw you in stress mode. You're going to freak out because it's like, man, what's going on? What am I supposed to do? We heard SoilFamily Expo, was right on time. I love the fact that we had we spend so much time with y'all when you travel here to where we can sit and talk sometimes. We sat in Jim and Nick's for a long time after everybody was gone, because that's what God said we needed to do at the moment. We didn't know, but we just sat there. We knew we were going to be the last to leave, but other people were there with us, and we were able to get personal stories and almost hold their hand while they were here. And some people felt like, I'm all alone in this world. You know, I'm suffering. I was diagnosed with cancer. I've been fighting this or whatever. But just to be able to sit and let them know that, hey, you are not alone in this world. You may feel like you are, and because you see us here, it's like, yeah, they here, but you know, you are not alone in this world. We pray for each and every one of y'all every day, just like we pray for ourselves and our loved ones and our immediate family. But to be able to spend the weekend with people that say, mentally, I'm going through it because I don't know what to do. The doctor told me this, that, and the third. What next? And that's what we were focused on. Let's focus on your mental, because God is good and we are here. You know, your story is gonna be your testimony. You gonna help somebody one day because we gonna go through this and we gonna get through it. So it was just a beautiful time to be able to help people be mentally prepared to face and go through what they're going through, but know that you got a family here at Black's Tropical.
And guys, I'm gonna tell you this. You know, one thing about the mental is you in control of a lot of that.
Yeah.
So when you got those good moments, horn in on those good moments, focus in on that, and not focus in so much on the bad.
The loud.
Because the thing is, there's gonna be good and bad in everything. What you decide to focus on is what's gonna drive your mental.
Yeah.
And your mental absolutely has something to do with your physical.
Hey,
so if you make your mental strong and actually focus on the stuff that actually benefits you, then you won't think so much on to the negative parts, and then when your body won't suffer as much. It is really, really important. You have to consciously think of that way until you can actually do it naturally. So, you know, I hear people all the time saying, you know, they focus on how a relationship ended, but they never think about all the amazing times they had when it was going on. Yeah, if it ends, it's going to be bad. Yeah. But so many good things happen all through there. If you focus on that, you won't feel so bad about the bad, because the bad was just a small portion of it. It may have ended it, but it wasn't the important part of it. And maybe if you were focusing on the good, the bad would have never happened. The end would have never came. So people like to thrive on what's the worst part of what's going on instead of thinking about the positives.
Yeah, and living.
Yeah, it makes your body, guys, believe me, your body will respond. Because if you're thinking about the negative all the time, you notice you lose weight. You know, you just in a bad space altogether. Mm-hmm. But if you try to focus more on the positives, I guarantee you, your health will be better. Mm-hmm. That's why a lot of times when people find out they got some kind of issue, disease or cancers or anything, their body just go down quick.
Yeah, because they stress. It's mental mostly. You know, your mind won't let you believe that you can heal because you let that doctor write you off almost. You let that doctor put fear on your heart and in your mind instead of saying, the devil is a liar. I trust God and I will be healed. You know, no matter what they say, I got this. So never let anybody tell you that they can't tell me you only got 3 months to live. You ain't my doctor. You ain't my doctor. You know, there are things, of course, we always say you got to get a body the right condition. We have to feed ourselves right. They poisoning us with everything we touch, everything we deal with. So we have to take charge and heal ourselves and pass this word on. Let your kids see you doing this. Let your grandkids see you doing that. Because if they see us run to the store to buy a bottle of Tylenol, they thinking, oh, well, this is what I'm going to have to do when I grow up. Let them see that this is natural. Explain to them what pain away oil is or what the cayenne pepper. Don't be afraid of it. A lot of people say, "Oh, I can't take it because I got ulcers," or
Do your research,
do your
guys.
research.
Yeah.
Do your research.
When you think about your mental, guys, think about your brain being the computer, and your body being, the body of the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the brain says going on,
Those signals.
your body is going to respond to that. So make sure your brain is processing the good stuff, so your body don't go down, because that will absolutely make whatever going on get worse. So, to be able to have the expo where some people was able to come and release, forget about all the stuff going on in life, to laugh and smile and feel good. Like, we had some conversations, and guys, I absolutely paid attention to the people we had conversations with. They were not thinking about any problems that they had.
No.
I didn't see any of that in their face, and I kept looking, whether they knew it or not. I paid attention to them the whole time, and I noticed whatever was going on wasn't affecting them at the time. You focus on those moments,
Have a good day, Bert.
and you actually thrive off of those moments. And you ask yourself, how, when you get one of these diagnoses, do you think positive? Hey, we all will leave here one day, right?
Oh, yeah.
You think about, man, I was a great mom, I was a great friend, I was a great wife, a great husband, and I lived an amazing life. My kids are growing up and they're well balanced, and I gave them this and I gave them that, and I'm so blessed to have all these opportunities in my life and fulfilled all those things. Those are the ways you actually think positive about what's going on.
Yeah.
And other people made it through this stuff. I can make it through it too. We're gonna just have to focus in on what I need to do it.
Mm.
And you'll be amazed how just that conversation with yourself will bring you around to being able to get through whatever situation you're on. It's hard. It's easy to sit there and say, this is what I heard right now, and this is all my life is about. No. Because one day we will all leave, and not all of us will know when that's going to happen.
Yep.
At least I have the opportunity to know my position right now, and I could work on this. But if it happens, at least I could prepare. At least I could say, I love you. I really appreciate you being in my life and all the stuff you did for me. And I am happy, because we have did so much, and we're here now, but we're gonna work on it. And if it don't happen, I'm happy with life. I'm
That's
happy
right.
with what we done.
That's right.
And that right there will all, guys, just work on it, and it will happen for you.
Yeah.
It will happen for you. Now, nobody's exempt from being sad, from a sad situation.
That's right. Your feelings
You
are
just gotta
yours.
bring yourself back.
Yeah. You are entitled to your feelings, but try not to horn and dwell on the negative, like you said, because that's what bring you down. That's what bring you down. Give yourself your flowers while you're here, and give each other our flowers while we here. It'll help you.
Yeah.
Hey, analytic.
What's up?
Oh,
man?
mushy early in the morning. Look, he probably want to go shopping for plants or something. So yeah, that's what it is. He laying it on heavy.
So
But-
again, guys, these capsules, these are for the people who can't or won't, do the work on their own because it's too much. Maybe they don't have the ability to do it because they don't have the time.
Yeah.
It's just easier to pop a pill for, a lot of us. So therefore, to make it easier for the people who do not want to do this on their own, who don't want to grow the plants, who can't grow the plants, or people who don't want to dehydrate or freeze dry their capsules so they can have this stuff. Here we go.
Yeah, it is a lot of little tedious work when you make your own capsules, but
it is.
always keep in mind you can do this. It is very, very important that we know what we ingesting.
We're struggling for a little bit because trying to get all the stuff together because we didn't realize what it was going to require for us to capsule, as many capsules as we did, and we're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But people always ask, how do y'all do so much all the time? Well, we love what we do. We trust God, and we get it done. We get it done. Some days we'll just sit down and capsule a couple thousand capsules because we need to. We don't like to hold on to people order. When you order stuff, we try to get it out as soon as we can. Can you dry it out in the oven? You can dry out herbs, cayenne pepper, different things in the oven. Just turn it down on the lowest setting. It will, and just keep checking it because all ovens are different. It may take longer. It may not take as long. So just check it, and when it's nice and crispy, you good to go. But turn it down on the lowest setting.
You're going to have to make sure you get all the moisture out, but you got to keep in mind the heat actually takes away
from the
nutrients of your plant. So how you do it is it makes a difference.
Yeah, dude. That's why we choose to freeze dry, because when we freeze dry, we don't heat our product, and we lock in all of the nutrients and benefits that the cayenne or moringa or whatever we freeze dry and have. That's the difference. That's the biggest difference in the time. The shelf life is up to 25 years, but when you freeze dry, you don't cook at all, and you leave all the nutrients in your herbs when you freeze dry.
Yeah. So the people who are new to the channel, y'all may not know we are people of service. I know I am, because my whole thing when I got into law enforcement was, it was around 9/11 and things were going on. I want to be there, and I want to see what I could do to help. Now, granted, as time went on, because even when, after I'd been there for a long time, my thing was going into different communities and trying to make a difference with the kids, with the people there. If you were selling drugs in a neighborhood where there were older people, and the older people could not afford to leave, it really did something to me. You are destroying a neighborhood that these people lived there for all their life, and now they can't move because of their income, but they got to sit around you stealing out of the yard. That all bothered me. So it made me want to do something about it. And when I met my wife, she was a nurse, but she was so passionate about her customers and the people that she was helping, and anything she could do.
My customers, those are my family.
And it resonated with me. Now, guys, I saw this like the first day I met her, and I felt it because I actually went to sleep, and I don't go to sleep, but I went to sleep around her, and we couldn't leave each other's side for a long time after that.
Yeah, the first weekend, that was over.
Yeah, I watched her,
yeah,
and I saw how she moved, and you want to say it's a conscious thought, but it wasn't. It just, felt that way to me, and I'm one of those kind of people where I can actually see things, just off of, just out of spirit, I guess you want to say.
He did.
And I had I never thought that me and her was going to be together when we talked. I had no idea. It wasn't even in my mind no more. Yeah. I was past the idea of you being with anybody, because
we kept it real.
It was so much of a mess out here,
Yeah, we kept it real. We didn't try to fool each other and feel like, I'm looking for somebody to settle down. We were both like, no, we just being grown and having fun. And yeah.
And then, this happened.
God said.
This happened, social media happened. And it just kind of evolved into that. It wasn't something that say, let's get on social media and do X, Y, and Z. We was like, my wife growing, she raising chickens for the first time. She never touched a chicken. I don't think she even saw a chicken in person before. But
I think I had just saw them, but I kept my distance.
Yeah. So now she want to show all her friends and family back in Virginia that look what I'm doing now. And then we got into this space and we started growing.
And meeting people.
Yeah, and raising our own food. Then we started talking to people online. And then we traveled and met a couple people. And then we decided to have this expo thing.
the expo was funny the first year we tried because Broke Farmer, you can find him on Facebook and YouTube also. Broke Farmer we wanted to meet up, and we wanted to meet some of the other Georgia gardeners. And Broke said, well, I don't know how to I can't organize nothing. Y'all go ahead and handle that. So I said, you want to do this in Savannah or in Atlanta? He said, no, me and my wife love Savannah. Let's do Savannah. And I was thinking, okay, we'll go. It ain't going to be but maybe 10, 12 of us or so, maybe 15. We can go to somebody's restaurant or just hang out downtown and eat, have a few drinks. And
good morning to everybody just coming in and chat.
The first year, people were like, no, y'all are not doing this and I'm not coming. So, and like Andale coming from Carolina, Time to Grow in Virginia, the Hoodstead in New York, Cali Pooh Bear from California, Lion Crest in Texas. People from all over were like, no, we coming. So the first year, I think we had 38 to 40-ish or so at dinner. And we just sat in the main lobby of the restaurant, main part of the restaurant, and we were loud and we had fun. At first, and we only had like maybe 1,700 subscribers at the time, but like the people we had met at that time, it was like everybody been online longer than us as content creators, and here we are, the new people, saying these people don't know each other. I thought they knew each other or worked together or grew up together or something, but no, they were everywhere.
And guys, we didn't even watch, so we didn't even know there were chats. We didn't know there were groups of people talking to each other
prior
on
to
YouTube. So, yeah, we didn't know. We got in, we didn't know none of the rules.
Yeah.
We didn't know how they did whatever they did. We just did what we thought we wanted to do. So when we told people to come in our chats, and we're gonna tell y'all, if you see somebody in the chat and you want to have a conversation with them, feel free.
Talk to them. Get to know each other.
Yeah, because we want
each other.
we want y'all to know each other. We found out later that you can't go in other people's chats and talk to other people.
Yeah.
You can't mention nobody else or nothing.
At least on YouTube, they say that's disrespectful to come and say, oh yeah, I do have a channel. We don't find that disrespectful. We find that growing your family, growing your community, because we need each other. There are tons of things Bobby and I don't know how to do. I definitely don't know how to sew and crochet and knit and all that good stuff. I need to tap into people that know these things. Some of the knowledge we have, you don't have, and vice versa. So this is why we need each other, and this is why we need community. So, doing things in Savannah, Georgia, with the community, and doing things online with our community. This is how we stay connected to each other.
Yeah, so House of Grit, and you don't know how much we appreciate that, because we are people of service, and when we actually are of service, it makes us feel good. It makes us feel like we're doing what we intended to do. So House of Service say, because of Blacktropicalhomestead and SoilFamily, I have met some of the most amazing people in my life. So that is the purpose, guys, because when we come together and we like-minded, I'm gonna tell you how many people have told us that I have nobody in my family that do what I do, and they all think I'm crazy because I want to raise and grow my own food. Like, imagine you're not alone in that.
Yeah.
And so when we all come together, we actually get to meet each other in person, and now, you get to know this person personally. You get to call them on the phone. You get to go and visit them because y'all get along. Y'all don't know, when y'all see somebody typing in the chat, you don't know the personality of that person. You know what they're saying, but you really don't know them.
Yeah.
And most of us are old enough to know that if we didn't meet the person, we really don't know them. So getting to know somebody personally will actually knock down all the walls. You're not as nervous when you go and visit them or when you call them on the phone, because I know that person's personality resonates with me. And that is very important. We need more of that in the world.
Thank you.
Instead of people dividing themselves into these little subgroups because, you voted this way, or you this color, or you this religion.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you get to know a person in person without knowing any of that stuff,
Yeah, you have no clue.
you jive. Now, that one thing, you got 99 things that y'all are jiving with, but there's one thing. You gonna let that stop you for knowing this person? That's stupid.
Yeah.
And if you do, I'm gonna call you stupid. You're stupid. Because there's nobody 100% alike.
Hey, Kelly.
You know, if what they got is the differences is major to you, maybe. But it shouldn't be too many things that's that major. Because everything about this person, they nice, they're good, they treat me the way I want to be treated. I mean, they raise their family and they believe in a certain thing. They voted this way. And you're going to be like, nah, can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, that's stupid.
It's a big world out here, and we need each other in so many ways. Some people will say, I don't need nobody, or trust me, we need each other.
We need each other.
I'm kind of on to a new adventure locally because I'm a seed dropper. And I feel like something spoke to my heart yesterday to drop seeds. So Louisa went to...
I don't know. Oh, someplace else.
Well, what had happened was Louisa went and visited Georgia Regional yesterday. And, you know, when it comes to the sick and the shut-in, it is very close to my heart just because I want to rescue everybody. But I was thinking, how can we bring some light and joy to Georgia Regional? It is a mental facility for people that cannot, it may be injury or birth or whatever it is, they are in this facility. The facility,
House of Grit.
The facility is so strict. Certain things they can't have do or whatever, like can't have a pillow because they can suffocate. You know, with things we like a pillow, simple things, but they have a beautiful garden there at Georgia Regional. They have a beautiful garden area with garden beds, and they have tried to do the best they can to plant these beds out. So what I'm hoping is soon we'll be able to bless Georgia Regional and go and drop some seeds and get their garden going. Just because even though they are the sick and shut in or, you know, residing at this facility probably for the rest of their life, they have a courtyard. They can go out in the courtyard, which is protected by the buildings. But when they go out in this courtyard, we know how it make us feel to go out in our garden and see the plants
progress,
growing, the flowers blooming, being able to pick our own tomatoes and all these different things. And we have seeds. But I was saying, you know, if it just make one person in that facility happy, when they walk out and see these fruits and vegetables and maybe understand where their food is coming from and see these different things, that was yesterday on my heart, really, really heavy. So soon we will bless. Hopefully we'll be able to, because I'm not sure the rules and regulations of being able to go in there and drop some seeds, but that's what I want to do. I want to go in there and drop some seeds in their bed so we can get it growing up.
That'd be great. So Latrice said, how can she stay connected if she's permanently bedridden? The way for you to do it is here.
Yeah, what you're doing. Make sure you are on our email list at blacktropical.com. That way you can stay up on things. We have taken a little bit of a break. We are working on SoilFamily Expo 2026. We are closing out 2025. We are shipping orders and trying to rebuild and get the homestead back in order. But definitely get on our email list.
Guys, this is going to be our fifth year. And if you've been to any of them, you don't want to miss the next one.
This one is going to be amazing because it's an anniversary. So we are celebrating. We are looking at
do it big, guys.
Bigger and better. We looking at a lot of things. So soon you will see a lot of huge changes, but amazing things.
Do not miss the next one, guys. I'm going to tell you all that right now. Plan to come down here in April. We'll give y'all a date soon.
Yes.
Do not miss this one.
No.
If you've been here all these years before, if you've been here a couple of years before, you don't want to miss next year.
What was your favorite part of SoilFamily Expo this year? It's hard, right?
Yeah, it is. You know, guys, you know, when you are me and you're a people watcher and you notice the things that most people don't, it's hard to pick out a moment because when you are actually being a service, it feels so good. Then when you actually are watching people's reaction to certain things all the time, that feels good.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when people actually sat down and verbalized it all, I think that was it. Because when at dinner we talked and everybody introduced themselves and told their little stories, and guys, you know,
That's what did it for me.
yeah, I think, you know, they were trying to yank some tears out of my wife and had me feeling all gushy inside. But it's amazing because this is not something that we're doing, you know, to make us look good. We doing this to help. We doing this to satisfy both our community and ourselves. Because when we help our community, we are satisfying ourselves.
Yeah.
And we want to be able to do that, you know, as much as we can without hurting us.
Yeah.
And when we hear that we're doing it, it is
amazing. Dinner was like, I just dropped a video for dinner and Facebook and YouTube. Dinner was definitely right, Erica. Oh my God. Well, I don't know. I think if I'd have made it to the airport when Erica was getting ready to fly out, that probably would have been.
It was.
Because I need that video, Erica.
For sure.
Yeah, dinner was amazing. We took the time and listened to each other, one at a time. 75 people. We took the time and we listened to each other. It was, well, because we had kids in there, but the kids didn't speak. The little kids. We took the time and we listened to each other. That is something most people don't do. And it was not a room full of content creators that were content creators. Some people were just supporters and wanted to have a good time. Oh, you sent it? Okay, let me get I'm going to ask my assistant to check it.
I'm going to tell you guys, Erica, just on short, you know, she is a supporter that's been watching us for a small amount of time. And when she heard about the expo,
she had to be here.
She jumped on a plane from Chicago by herself and came to the unknown.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you, Erica is an amazing young
Beautiful,
lady.
inside out.
Yeah, and the fact that when she came in, she didn't know what to expect. And shortly after, you know, she just blossomed and, you know, she's a part of the family.
Yeah.
But that's how everybody usually is. But, you know, all the props for stepping out to the unknown and coming.
Yeah.
You know, we are glad that we come across the way we do. We are just being who we are. But, you know, for y'all to actually see who we are means a whole lot too.
Yeah,
so.
that was, we spent a lot of time together. Erica was at Savannah Citrus like, oh, I was trying to get my Uber. I'm like, for what? We all leaving. She was like, well, I mean, that's how I'm getting around. We were like, nah, we gonna take you. We tried to help as much as we can. Now, it is a busy weekend, but we don't want anybody to feel alone. We don't want you to feel like I gotta figure this thing out by myself. We're gonna figure this out together. It was just a beautiful weekend, but to seal it with take the time, listen to each other, get to know each other a little bit more. Some people were shy and didn't want to, but man, I was like, y'all folks gonna make me cry.
Mom used the pain away and she loved it, Erica said.
Good.
Great.
Good. So maybe we'll see Mom next year, because Mom was like, girl, you crazy, go ahead. Call me so I can make sure you good, but you crazy. She said my mama was gonna come, but she said no. Hey, mama gonna want to come next year. It's just a beautiful time, y'all. We have to know each other. And not just SoilFamily Expo. There are multiple events all over the world.
Yeah.
If you can get to one, they are all different. If you can get to one, we do a lot. We love spending time with people. We love getting to know each other and connecting, but also encouraging you to connect with others, because you can't walk in a room with us and we just gonna sit and look like,
no,
who is that? from the door, you're gonna be like, do they know me? I don't know who you are, but you walk this way. So we're gonna grab you and pull you on in. But who are you and where are you from? Are usually our first
The
question.
people who drive with us, you know, they are like this here, and they got that personality that I don't want nobody to feel like a stranger here. If you willing to open up and be a part of who we are, look here, we here. I told Erica, I said, hey, this is X, Y, and Z. And they came right over, boom. And I saw that look on her face like, and then it started smiling. I said, yep. I said, there you go.
Yeah, it was like, she said, oh, I was in an accident and my back hurt. And I was like, oh, let me get some oil and rub your back.
Yeah.
She had on a jumpsuit, so she had on a one piece. And I was like, don't worry about it. We're going to make it work. We're in the middle of the restaurant. Here I am, digging down her back, putting pain away on her. I said, hey.
I'm dropping pain away on, I said, put your foot up on this chair. I'm dropping pain away on somebody's foot in the restaurant. And
it was
like,
nothing
yeah, come on, let's try it. Let's
love. It was nothing but love. Soil Family Expo 2026 will be in April. We'll release the date really soon.
I don't know, Celeste. They working. The girls are working, but you know, it depends on Mother Nature and how she do. So we don't know when the honey will be ready. Yeah, but they're doing their thing.
We are working on some huge things for Soil Family Expo 2026. Again, that is our 5-year anniversary.
And if you know, guys, we don't talk about next year. No time. Like we wait.
Look, she's talking about and that ponytail fell out. So yeah, I wasn't gonna say that part, but Erica had we call it not a hair piece, a ponytail attached to her beautiful hair, which I knew it was. I knew it was false hair. So when I was putting the paint away on, she had all this hair hanging down her back, and I didn't realize I was pulling her ponytail out. And Best Yet Journey was yelling, hold up, I ain't. Look, she said, Sherry, you gotta know the code. I ain't only had braids before when I was really young, but I've never wore wigs or weaves, so I don't know the code. But I was pulling her hair out, and then it got wrapped around the buttons of her clothes. It's probably still wrapped around it today. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She was like, girl, that worked. She was like, yeah, that felt good. I was like, but your hair, she said, I ain't worried about this. So they clipped it back in, but.
And she had beautiful hair already, but I guess
the next day, I was like, what is this? She said, oh yes. She said, it's so soft. Beautiful. Beautiful inside out. And that's what Soil Family Expo is all about, because it's such a cruel and scary world out here, but it's still some goodness. It's still a lot of goodness. We laughed about that hair piece all weekend. We laughed about Erica taking this bucket back home from Savannah Citrus on the plane. Like, we cried with each other. We loved on each other. We gave each other words of encouragement and energy and fuel to go back home, and praying that we get through another year with our eyes to the sky so we can see each other again next year.
So let's talk about how the analytic gardener was going back and forth with the mayor.
So, yeah, I was like, why was I not videoing this? So the mayor did show up Saturday, which was amazing. He was able to try homemade sodas. We did have pineapple hibiscus soda with us, so y'all were able to try that. But the mayor, analytic gardener, her children, and broke farmer. So it sounds like we got a couple things in the play for 2026 already on the schedule. We have Watermelon Wars to be announced, kicking it off in Savannah 2026. Mayor Johnson said, do not let him down. I'm just passing the word, because he told me, Sherry, don't let me down. I said, that's my husband.
And let it go. I was like, my watermelon was 60 pounds. I'm like,
he
really?
said that was Photoshop. Because he said, what a picture at? And look, then she had her foot beside a watermelon on the picture. He said, that's AI. He was shots fired everywhere. Brooke said, I'm from Georgia, but you ain't from Savannah. So y'all might be in trouble, but
he said that he's going to give a proclamation, or he's going to give an award or something.
He said he said, I'm going to give a proclamation to whoever got Watermelon War
2026.
2026.
So
you got a whole
therefore,
year to get it together.
there have to actually be a separate time for people to come down and be awarded as the winner, because watermelons don't grow until later in the summer, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna kick it off next year at SoilFamily Expo. But right now, you got a whole year to get it together, and I'm telling y'all, somebody doing their homework.
I got to practice.
Somebody doing their homework. So definitely, if you like growing, if you just want to jump in and have some fun, it's gonna be a great time. I'm gonna have a whole proclamation day in Georgia. Analytics. Look, when you were in Lowe's, them kids was out there getting stuff ready for y'all to travel back home. I said, y'all mama got 5 more plants coming. I think you came out with 3. But just to meet LGG, I mean,
there's so many stories. I mean, it's crazy, and it's love.
It's love.
I mean,
Brooke is wild.
The fact that, the bigger our community get, the less time we're gonna be able to spend with everybody, but we're gonna still try to have that family environment. Things will change for 2026,
Hey, Ms. D.
but the family environment thing, we are definitely gonna try to keep, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
And when I say we want this community, we want this event to be one of the best, the biggest ever, it's going to get there. It's taking time because it costs money. It takes effort. And in order for us to do everything we want to do, we got to be able to afford to do it. But once it takes this life of its own, it's going to be there. And we're willing to put the time in, because what we got going on now is so important. The differences that we are making in people's lives, because they are reaching out to other people, and now they have personal friends that they thought they knew, but now they really know they know. And to see Tampa say, "This is my first time seeing the ocean."
I did drop her video from dinner, but all of her videos just warm my heart. Her grandbaby was like, she was living. She was running through the sprinkler systems downtown in the water just to see them. When they got to the beach, her beach video, when they got to the beach, I was just like, man.
And you say Broke is wild. If you watch Broke live, and you should, he's the same person.
Same person.
He is funny without even trying. And y'all think that's an act. He don't even try to do that stuff.
My God.
He is just that way.
I think
he's funny. He's a natural comedian, but he won't get on stage and do it.
I think because we grew up on the coast. I grew up in Virginia, and I was still an hour away from the beach. So we always, the summers we spent at the beach, we would go to Virginia Beach, but then now I live 15 minutes or so from the beach. So we kind of take that for granted that the beach is here, and it's just part of our life. But then when Tampa came and brought her grandbaby, and first time she ever seen the beach, ever seen the ocean, the first time she ever seen a train up close, to see the ships coming down.
That's right. And he is naturally.
See the ships coming down the river, like so many first timers. First time vendors, and felt very comfortable. Miss T with the T, encouraging pescatarian gardener to pull out that bug, that, what is it called? Bobby made me forget what the name of it was. Her bug away.
I was laughing at J3. He's shooting shots over there.
Oh, to pull out her bug away, to keep those nets, because the nets were netting. It's just been an amazing experience. Back off. There she go. Look, in the bushes. Pescatarian.
Oh, okay.
Pescatarian make a homemade natural bug spray. Back off. And let me tell you, the nets was netting. It's the thank you for that, Pescatarian. It's the South, and we deal with things like nets, but she had something for it. So just to see the family coming together and having each other back, taking care of each other, holding each other's hand, it just warmed my heart. And I look forward to 2026. We got a whole 12 months, but we have been planning SoilFamily Expo 2026 since before 2025.
And we never do that, guys. I'm telling you,
Never do this.
this thing is so much work and thinking and trying to put everything together that we like, man, we need a break. We'll start back in October or something, and we've been on it. We've been on it because things gonna look different, and we're gonna do a lot of things. So, like I said, guys, do not miss. Guys, if you're in the chat and you haven't, give us a thumbs up. If you're on your phone, double tap your screen to give us a thumbs up. Give us a reaction over here on Facebook, guys. We definitely would appreciate it. The algorithm will allow more people to see this, so the more reactions we get. So we definitely appreciate tapping that screen for us.
Yes. Broke Farmer, he is on Facebook and YouTube. So for high blood pressure, we, of course, diet is everything. I'm not gonna call it a diet because it should be a lifestyle, the way you eat. So we have to be careful, especially when we're using these different seasonings for this, to give our food some taste. You want to make sure you're using clean ingredients. We recommend Redmond. They have amazing seasonings. We need the salt for our health. That will help lower your blood pressure too, because it's giving you the nutrients that your body needs. But we also take cayenne and beets. Now you can drink beet juice. You can take cayenne by itself. That's what we normally do. But people ask all the time about, hey, capsules. The thing with capsules is some of them are full of fillers, and you don't get the cayenne that you need. Our capsules are vegan capsules that are full of cayenne and beet powder.
Yeah, so you get both in this capsule, guys.
Yes.
So you don't have to take two different supplements. You can take just that and should be good.
Yeah.
And I know my wife said she came off her blood pressure medicine. I also want to put in there, my wife is a nurse.
Yes.
We do have blood pressure cups, so she is able to monitor what her blood pressure is doing.
Yeah.
So she know while taking the cayenne that her blood pressure is good. Mm-hmm. If you can't do that, guys, you must be careful.
Yeah.
You can't just come off your meds and not know what your blood pressure is doing. So just keep that in mind. And you don't want to take the cayenne pepper and then let it drop your blood pressure. Then take your blood pressure medicine because it's going to just drop it lower.
Yeah, so that's the thing with herbs. And this is 60 capsules for $30. So this is 30-day. Well, I'm not gonna say it's a 30-day supply because you may take one of these and it do your body great.
Yep.
Some people may need 3 of them a day. But it just depends on your body. I take 1 or 2 a day, 2 at the most, but I at least take 1 a day and I'm good. The thing with cayenne or herbs versus your synthetics are designed to do exactly what you take it to do. If they put you on high blood pressure medicine, you take high blood pressure medicine, it's going to drop your blood pressure. Even if your blood pressure is decent or good, it's going to drop your blood pressure because that's what it's supposed to do. If you take cayenne pepper, again, we just take it in a little shot glass with some cayenne, a little bit of water and cayenne pepper. If you take cayenne pepper, it's going to service your body. It's going to service you. It'll enter, you'll take it and it'll say, what do you need me for? Are you lacking energy? Do you have a bleed? You got some ulcers I need to cure? Or do you have inflammation? Are you hurting? Do you have a headache? Are you in the middle of a heart attack or a stroke? What is going on? Is your blood pressure high? That's what the cayenne gonna do. It's gonna come in and it's gonna say, what do you need me today? Versus just, oh, you took me for your blood pressure, so let me drop your blood pressure. It doesn't work that way. So that's the difference in the synthetic and
So Life My Way said that she just referenced us in one of her videos and she appreciated what we've done. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
You know, all we did is come in and we talked about our experiences and what we learned, and it's up to you.
Yeah.
It was up to you to actually
Take the initiative.
take those notes and use them the best way you can, you know. And everything we say, guys, Do your research. We are not doctors. We can't give medical advice, but what we want you to do is actually be aware that people are having these conversations, that people are doing these things.
Yeah, and
then
pass it along.
You could do your talk to
We
people about it.
we are not the type that say, "Oh, they copying us," or we just talked about that. Look, this is how we spread this knowledge. You hear us talking about things, and you say, "Oh, that makes sense." Do your research. When you finish doing your research,
Tell other people about it.
tell other people about it.
Yeah.
You don't know how you may help someone overcome something or help them heal themselves. But when we sit back and keep things to ourselves, that's gatekeeping. So
guys,
help others.
When y'all see the video from dinner and y'all hear, these people talk about their channel, go check them out. Check the people out that you mentioned their channel. And I would like to call some of them out, but I think I'm gonna miss some, and I don't want nobody to be offended by it. But let's try.
So
if we miss you, we sorry. If you were in the chat and we don't call your name and you was at dinner, let us know.
yeah, so there was, and when we put out our videos on YouTube, I'll make sure I tag them. But there at our table, I can remember that there was Best Yet Journey. She usually hosts the Whoop Whoop show, and I think it's coming back soon. So there was Best Yet Journey, and I'm only gonna name the channels. So I'm gonna skip the person that was beside Best Yet. Sunday Backyard Farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell
Y'all gonna love Sunday.
that man can garden.
And he can do a video.
He can put some videos together.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm striving to be like him one day.
LGG. I'm trying to think who was back there. Bammett, Miss T with the T, Tampa Creek Homestead, Broke Farmer, Andale Homestead, The Analytic Gardener, House of Grit,
Riri Real Star.
Riri Real Star, The Hoodstead, J3GS, Pescatarian Gardener,
Riri Garden.
Riri's Garden.
Who else?
These are just channels, you know.
And we all different, guys. Every channel that you heard are different. They are all in the community. And guys, if you don't grow a thing, if you just good people, like that's all you got to do to be in our community.
Yeah.
Just somebody who want good people to be around good people who believe in community and being, good with people. No matter where you from. I know in some places,
Slanger.
my daughter's boyfriend, he said he's from Chicago. He said people are just mad for you being alive, just being there.
And that's true.
Yeah.
It's sad, but it's true.
They hate you just because you're there.
Yeah. And this is, our child that grew up seeing this just because.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to learn and we have to teach our kids that there is a beautiful life out here. Mm-hmm. There is a better life out here.
Yep.
And
you won't know it, guys, if you stay right where you at and you don't travel. Your view is real narrow.
So, yeah.
Guys, we travel. We have met a lot of people. I guarantee you, most of y'all don't know that there's places here that they have a lot of kids so they can work the farm. They guys are out there doing the physical labor. Their daughters are doing light labor and cooking. They are raised that way.
Yeah.
They are so good, nice. The way you would think things might have been way back in the day, y'all think that stuff don't go on no more. That's because you don't live there.
Yeah.
You don't live around these people. Like when we say community, they sitting there like, so what's the big deal? Like we are community. Like everywhere around us, we are community. We all church. We all grow. We all live the same kind of way. When somebody's in need, we all pitch in. Can all us say we know that in our communities? Can y'all say that if we are in trouble, that our community would jump behind us and help us?
Yeah.
No, but there are places that they do that naturally. You don't have to tell them that.
Yeah.
Because they raised up that way and the way they live is just like that. But we have to get on here because we didn't grow up like that and talk about it and let other people realize that, yeah, we can have this.
Yeah.
Because where we live is not the way it is everywhere.
It's not. Look at Asheville.
Yeah.
When the storm wiped Asheville away, they had each other back.
They had each other back. And that's one of the places we went. And they are like that for real, guys.
Yeah, and then we spent the entire summer out there helping people rebuild or build their homestead. But the community came together. We drove from Savannah. People were coming from different places to be there to help them. Whoever it was, plant your garden, weed your garden, move your animals, put up some fencing for pasture. Whatever we were doing, we were all there to help each other. And then when the storm hit and wiped Asheville away, look at how the community came together.
Look how they all stepped in.
No questions asked.
And,
beautiful.
You know, most places that won't happen, you know.
So, all right, y'all. Like, well, how'd they get back there? Life is great.
Step outside the box.
Celebrate what we look at as the small things. That's what SoilFamily Expo made me realize. Like, some people took their first flight. Some people just, whatever you did.
Saw the ocean for the very first time.
Celebrate. Riding boats. I mean, come on.
Riding trains.
Celebrate the small things. Everything happened for a reason. God make no mistakes. So just keep that in mind as you go through the weekend. Think about growing your own something. If it ain't but one plant, drop a seed, buy a start, grow your groceries.
Put yourself in a positive mind state, guys. Focus on the good and not worry so much about the bad. Let the bad hit and then wipe it away with all the good.
And we know that's easier said than done sometimes, but you just make a conscious decision to say, oh, nope. Get back, devil.
And guys, some people are absolutely bad for your mental. If they are somebody who's always talking negativity and harping on the bad in your life, those people are not really good for your mental.
Yes.
Because they will, regardless of whether you are thinking you're paying attention to, will drive you down. They will bring the negativity out of you. And, you know, you have to think that self-consciously things are happening that you're not like saying I'm paying attention to. You ain't got to say, oh, I'm focusing on how this person always talk about how bad things are and never looking at the good parts of it. Your mind is taking that in, and then you're absorbing that energy. And now all of a sudden you're starting to feel this way about it. It's the same thing, you know, if there's a bunch of sad people in the room, you're going to be the next sad person. If there's a bunch of broke people, you're going to be the next broke person. You know, bunch of rich people, you're going to be the next rich person, because it all matters who you surround yourself with.
Hey, Alexander.
And some personalities, they kind of, you know, they're engaging to us, depending on your personality, but they are bad for us. And you have to acknowledge and look at that, you know. And some people, you know, you can't help some people. They're just going to want to be miserable, and they'll bring you down. Misery loves company, right? So just keep all that in mind, because we want everybody to be the best they can, you know, and surrounding yourself with the wrong stuff will not allow you to be the best you can. Yes. If you just came in, guys, you know, give us a reaction. We appreciate it. It will help. We know we love y'all.
Yes.
And we appreciate all of y'all. We appreciate y'all for being here. We know that if you're listening to us, you have to have a certain mentality.
Yeah. Sherry,
bad people don't like us.
Moringa, we take 2 a day. We take 2 moringa a day. You can take 1 a day, but we take 2 a day. So y'all have an amazing weekend. It's gonna be a great weekend. Beautiful. Yes. We hope and pray the storms stay abated so that we can enjoy some outdoors. I know a lot of people have been going through it the last few weeks with these tornadoes and storms. So we hope you all are safe. But definitely get out and be one with nature. You'd be surprised at how it can heal. Listen to my mother-in-law really, really close. If you watch that dinner video, when Shirley get up to speak, she said, "Hi, I'm Shirley," and I'm like, Mom. But listen to what she said. It is very important to know that this is very true when you go and turn some dirt, as she would say. So y'all have a blessed day.
Till next time, guys.
Don't let nobody steal your joy. Look, she ain't been here all this time.
Yeah,
Man,
she
she
said
like,
that.
y'all finished, family? Oh my God, cause Booty needs some attention. Thor want his mama. Thor want his mama. He's such a baby.